bucket back there.
Hey, yeah. We're living in the future now, like Dr. Theopolis out here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Curtis's Podcast Network, and welcome to the first This AFC South show of a brand new season. Disregard the slurring. I'm just very drunk. No,
I'm wasted.
We're going to have a great show tonight. Of course, we got the full lineup. Isaiah, our resident Jaguars fan. Jeff, our resident Colts fan. And Blake, the ain't it, Bellamy, the Titans fan. And we're going to be breaking down all of the AFC South games in week one. But first, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. We're trying to reach new people. Every single Colts, Titans, Texans, and Jags fan you can possibly think of needs to be finding us. And we need to be finding them. Kind of like that, awkward dating situation out there in the wild. So, we gotta find each other out there. We're the bar. Like we're at a bar, and our audience is like a pretty girl that we got to talk to.
Yeah, you're drunk, aren't you, Curtis?
Drunk with rage.
Drunk. No, I'm not drunk, but here's a bar reference.
Hey, I could have been a rapper. Making references to those kind of bars.
We could have done Xanax. Well,
or Xanax. Those are all different types of bars. Mm-hmm. Oh God, good times.
No, the bar set real low for the Colts this year.
Probably lower for you, man.
Y'all have fun with that.
It's Jeff hate week right now. I'm playing you in fantasy.
Of course,
you're gonna catch a bunch of L's this week, man.
We'll see. Reigning champ twice in a row.
It's true. Unfortunately, we've not been able to dethrone this man, but maybe this year.
I couldn't tell you the last time I lost the fantasy championship for a minute.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you've been playing against scrubs, man.
Now the Jeff's in the league, he says. Gonna change. All right, so let's start this mother off right. Let's start by talking about the team in Tennessee. They're going to be traveling down to New Orleans to play the Derek Carr-led Saints, who I don't find all that intimidating on paper. They are the favorite to win the NFC South. Again, that doesn't even mean much. The rest of the division is Baker Mayfield, Desmond Ridder, and
they might be worse than we were last year.
Yeah, I agree.
They were worse than us last year. We had a team with a winning record. A team.
This is true.
They did not. In theory, the Titans should walk with this one. But right now, they're actually a 3-point dog. Okay, so Blake, I'm gonna let you just dive on in. All right.
Okay, so I did see that we are the underdog, which I prefer that. The Titans, whenever we're favored, that's when we lose. Vrabel is, I can't remember the numbers, but his against the spread record is incredible. The fact that we're going to New Orleans, I do think Derek Carr is a fine quarterback. I really do. He's not a lead or anything. And that offense doesn't scare me. Defense seems like it could be a problem. I do have the Titans winning this game just for the fact that I think the Titans defense is going to be a lot better than their offense. So looking at matchups, I think we actually fit well with them, but I do see a lot of parallels. I do think that Derek Carr and Tannehill are basically the same guy. I think Tannehill is just more athletic. Both of them can win games, but none of them are elite. Derrick Henry, I don't think he's going to have a big game. Honestly, I predict him probably 60 yards and a touchdown. Probably 2 catches, 12 yards. he's really slow week 1 every year. Just because he doesn't get any touches in the preseason. Big man, it takes him a while to warm up. The only thing that really concerns me, and is a huge edge to the Saints, is Cam Jordan versus Chris Hubbard. And that's going to it's going to expose Chris Hubbard. It's going to really test to see how good he is because, as you guys know, Titans right tackle is suspended for gambling on games. So he's going to be gone for 6 weeks. So we'll have Chris Hubbard and maybe I think it's Justin or Jason Murray. It's one of those Murrays. Titans have 2 of them. He's probably going to be our swing tackle, even though Dylan Radin's probably also in contention for right tackle. But I mean, they're going into New Orleans. New Orleans in general, man, it smells like piss and fentanyl. So I expect them to kind of play like that. Like my caption says, man, ain't saying it. Titans should start 1-0 this year. If not, what's up, Rabes?
Are there any matchups that you're particularly interested to watch in this game? I imagine I know Lattimore is supposed to be a little shaken up and he's questionable to play.
He was full participant today. I think he's fine. I think he'll play. So him and D-Hop will get to know each other very well on Sunday. But a matchup that I am actually looking forward to is the Titans' defensive line versus the Saints' offensive line, because the Saints' offensive line is not very good. A lot of them are injury-prone, even though they're all going to be healthy for this game. But the Titans' defensive line, I think the Titans' front 7 probably the best in the NFL this year. Like, they were dominating in the preseason. They were pretty incredible last year. The Titans' pass coverage was just terrible. They were able to get to the quarterback. Autry's healthy. Autry is just lighting it up in the preseason. And even the depth, Caleb Murray, who I talked about on our Titans podcast, that dude was getting a stack every game. Forcing fumble, just getting at the quarterback. I mean, dude had 25 sacks last year in college, and he had like 22, I think, the year before that. And he won all of college football's best defensive player award. I can't remember his name, but dude out of Fair State, man. Caleb Murphy, man, he's a force to be reckoned with. I think he could be like a James Harrison-esque dude, undrafted guy, and just make an immediate impact in the NFL.
Yeah, Caleb Murphy was somebody that we've been watching because he had like 22 sacks his last year in college, and
that was his junior year. 25 and a half, I think, his senior year. I mean, it's Division II, but I don't care. Like no one does that. Like, yeah. I'll take a fraction of that. If he does, a third of that, that's 8 sacks. And I'll take that any day.
Yeah, check your phone.
Sorry, my boss is texting me. So with the Saints, what is the biggest issue the Titans are going to face from the offensive perspective?
From the offensive, just the offensive line is so questionable. 5 new starters, so you never really know what you're going to get there. Derrick Henry is always super, super rusty week 1. So I think the offense is going to stall out a bit. New offensive coordinator as well. I honestly think it's going to take several weeks for this offense to kind of get going. I think the defense is just going to have to play some real defense to keep the score low so the Titans can, we can mess around and win a game only scoring 16, 17 points. So I think that's what the Titans are going to have to bank on. I don't know what the over-under is, but I'm probably going under on it if I had to bet, just for the fact that Titans don't really do well week 1. We're always rusty. I've said this every year on this podcast. I'm not a fan of Vrabel's strategy in the offseason and preseason. It always leads to injuries. They're always rusty the first few weeks. If we would have won last year, week 1 against the Giants, we would have won the division because we were really just putting them away. And it's just little games like that we just kind of give up. And hopefully a new trend. Rand Carthon is at the helm now, so maybe it's a higher standard because, he didn't hire Vrabel. He may want his guy if Vrabel's, pulls a 7-10 or a 8-9 year and misses the playoffs again.
Is anyone else hearing gunshots?
Yeah. Is anyone in Chicago right now?
Jeff, check your text.
My kid has my phone.
Oh.
I can't
If you go to settings and go to audio, there's a background filter now. They just added it.
Oh,
That's what I was texting you. I didn't realize you didn't have your phone. I'd like texting you. I'm like, check your text.
sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I mean, I don't really see what he's doing. He's not. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It just
He might
it
just be
sounds
clicking
like
the phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, right
literally.
over there. I don't know how it's picking that up.
Yeah, they literally just added the feature though. I think this week for reduced background noise. So
Oh, okay. I'll see if I can find it.
But yeah, okay.
Saints suck. We get it. Yeah, they suck.
It's trash.
Isaiah,
Terrible.
do you have any response to the Saints Titans take that Blake has given us?
I think they're both bad, but the Titans are better. It's hard as much as it hurts me to say that. I don't think that. Well, that is way better. That is awesome. That's a great feature. Okay.
Yes.
But no, I mean, like,
Like, it just muted me entirely. That's better.
if only. No, I'm kidding. No, but honestly, the Saints, not a fan of their team. I think they're only going to be considered good in their own conference. Doesn't really say much about anything. What's up, Dark Thunder? How you doing, buddy?
Football's back.
It is. But yeah, you know, I think the Titans have this one. Goodness gracious, I think they have this one. My only concern for the Titans right now, well, not my only, but my main concern is their offensive line. I just want to see. There's a lot of new pieces. I mean, it's basically all new, isn't it? Like you said, it's 5 new starters. Yeah.
The only thing that's the same is Aaron Brewer was on our team last year.
Yeah,
he
got
played
hurt
left
though, didn't
guard. No, he wasn't hurt. I mean, he might have been a little bit, but he was fine. But he played left guard last year. He is center this year, which he's a more natural center. So that's
Gotcha.
good. He also gained 20 pounds. I know last year we kept making fun of him because he's like smaller than all of us.
Yeah.
But he's gained 20 pounds. He was named team captain. So I'm exciting. They said his communication's gotten a lot better. And his chemistry with Ryan Tannehill is building. So I'm really hoping that he makes a jump. And we just need average center play. Like, if we can get average from all 5 pieces on the line, I'll be happy. But Skoronski, our new starting left guard, he's been looking incredible. So he might be our little Quinn Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, Skoronski, I'm kind of surprised they slid him in because he was a tackle in college, wasn't he? Who's y'all? Or y'all got the what's his name? The dude from
Andre
the Eagles,
Dillard.
right?
Yeah, Andre Dillard.
Yeah, Dillard. So we'll see. Yeah, he had great potential. He kept getting hurt, and then he never really got into the starting lineup. If they can stay healthy, they'll definitely be an upgrade from last year, I think. I mean, it's not really saying much. But I mean, and then honestly with the secondary, we know Byard can play. You guys still have Hooker, don't you?
Yeah,
we know Hooker can play. It's just if both of them can stay healthy, that'll help out. It's just the corners right now. I don't know enough about them, and Fulton can't stay healthy really. So I mean, I'm just, I'm kind of, I mean, number 3 over there, he's pretty explosive, but other than that, there's not really much to go off of. But we'll see. I think y'all's front 7 will be good. I'm excited to see how that Murphy kid does. But I mean, it's still just, there's a lot of question marks for me, but mainly on the offensive line because it's just completely new.
Yeah, week 1's so hard to
to
predict. Like, fantasy is the hardest week just because we don't know who's going to show up. There's always going to be some random person. Like, all we know, Derek Carr could throw 45 touchdowns this year. Like, the NFL's crazy. You never know.
Jeff, do you have a response?
Yeah, Blake said, I think at the beginning of his segment that Derrick Henry off to slow starts, going to get 60 yards in the touchdown. I don't know how the Titans win, if that's going to be a stat line.
Low scoring game.
I feel like the offense runs through him, and if he's struggling, it's just, I don't know.
Who's the Saints running back?
Jamal Williams.
Williams.
Kamara's out for
old Naruto boy from.
I was about to say he'll be wearing his Naruto headband, I'm sure.
Yeah, with the Saints, I really like Michael Thomas if he's actually playing, and I really like Olave. So
he got like a bruise on his heel, and he's been out for like 2 years. So we'll see how many. Yeah, Slam Boy, man, he's gonna get knocked out by Kevin Byard, and he's gonna
vagina strain.
I don't know, but I like Olave.
I was gonna say that. Yes, exactly.
Low scoring, but I'm leaning more towards.
You have kids now. I'll take care of it. I'll carry the mantle.
My man, the only Jags fan I like.
There's not many of them I like. You. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. Thanks for following.
And the guys in the chat. I don't even know you. I love you.
Yeah.
Jeff, you were saying?
Is a Packers
fan. I'm just leaning more to the Saints in this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Reasonable.
All right. I mean, me personally, I think this game could really go either way. It really depends.
The tits, nice.
It
Hey.
really depends on which version of Derrick Henry we're going to see. I feel like there's a good chance that the Saints defensive line just has their way with the Titans offensive line as they're kind of feeling themselves out and gelling together throughout the season. And just because it's game one, I think this could be the issue game where, they're like, man, this is the one where like they get blown up, and then for the rest of the year they're like, we're never doing it like the Saints game again.
And this would be an okay game to drop because it is an NFC opponent. Like like I'm glad I'm not playing any of your teams because you don't want to lose those games week one. Which one of you guys are going to walk away with now.
Yeah, that's what sucks about like this year and last year is like we played the Colts twice in like the first 6 weeks, and we played the Titans twice in the last 6 weeks. It's like
so
I hate when they're right on top of each other.
Yeah,
I mean, Houston plays Tennessee this year twice in 3 weeks.
Yeah, what I was about to say last year, wasn't it Colts and Titans that were like a bye week apart from back to back? Like it's ridiculous.
I hate that. Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I like cut you off. For long periods of time between that.
Yeah,
like not fair.
Give me a minute to cool off, bro. Like
All right. Let's go score predictions, and then we'll move to the Texans-Ravens game. Blake, you lead us off with what you think the score will be.
I mean, I don't want to see it. I mean, I want to see something fun, but I think it's probably going to be a 17-13 game, Titans. That's assuming Nick Folk makes his field goals and extra points. We just traded for him for a 7th-round pick in like 2030 or something.
Okay. Isaiah?
More than Simmons. I was actually thinking like 17-10, maybe like 21-13. Like I don't see it being a high scoring game.
Hey, you giving us 3 touchdowns, nice.
No, I think the Titans come out on top in this one. But again, that's just assuming that they get a decent push up front and Henry can do his thing. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see how Hopkins is looking after missing some time and his suspension and everything. We'll see how everybody's looking.
Jeff.
I'm thinking 2017, something like that.
Okay.
I think the Saints, win their home game.
What a year.
I was going to go 20-21 with so that would kind of cover the spread for the Titans. But I think this game could really go either way. But I'm just, for the sake of argument, I'm going to go with the Titans on this one.
3-1. Shout out.
So I think that this is a pretty solid matchup to start the year for the Titans. Not necessarily a tune-up game, but this is also a game that could turn out to be Michigan-Appalachian State. You know what I mean? So let's get into this Texans-Ravens game. I'll kind of lead off on that one, and then I'll give you guys up as it goes on.
Oh, that's for the Ravens. That's not for the Texans.
Yeah.
Hate the Ravens.
It's for both. I hope you both lose.
What we want to
repeat a back-to-back tie.
Yeah, back-to-back first week ties. That actually broke the Colts. That broke the Colts losing streak for week one.
Oh no,
we haven't won though.
No, that's what I'm saying. But at least I mean, a tie is going in the right direction. We'll get to that later.
The Ravens are a 9.5-point favorite, depending on where you're looking. And let me explain why I completely agree with this spread.
Okay.
I think that there's the possibility that the Texans could beat the spread and still lose this game.
Yes.
The Houston Texans have 3 of the 5 starters on their offensive line on IR. Yep. Kenyon Green is on IR. He had a shoulder injury during the offseason, and they didn't do much for it. They thought he could, work through it. He did not. He made it worse in the final preseason game against the Saints. And so they put him on IR pretty much immediately following that game. They traded for Kendrick Green, the backup center/guard from Pittsburgh, who is going to be a backup here. We're going to be starting James Patterson, who is now our 3rd center, if everybody else was not hurt. Scott Quesenberry tore his ACL and LCL during training camp. Juice Scruggs has a hamstring injury, and he's on short-term IR. So now we're back to Jarrett Patterson out of, I believe, Notre Dame, being the starting center. And then, of course, Titus Howard, we just extended him this offseason. and he broke his hand midway through training camp. There was talk that he might be able to make it week 1, and now he's on short-term IR as well. There's also a possibility that our 6th offensive lineman going into the season was going to not play at all this year. They have him on the PUP list right now, but there's a good chance he doesn't make the field at all. Then you got a rookie quarterback behind a third-string rookie center with a rookie head coach, a rookie offensive coordinator, a rookie defensive coordinator, a second-year running back. You got a bunch of second, third-year rookie receivers, and then you got Dalton Schultz and Shaq Mason and Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, Vince Papali said he's going to come out there and try out. For the
He's
Texans.
going to have to because this is going to be rough. Okay.
So do you have any bad news?
The Ravens are going to be able to do basically whatever they want. I think CJ Stroud's going to go out here and struggle the
It's
way
like
that
Ben Roethlisberger in a bathroom. You just can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
We're starting the year off strong.
real strong. I would like to see some flashes out of Stroud, but I feel like more likely I'm going to come away from this game being like, put one of the backups in so that CJ Stroud doesn't get obliterated all season. Because that's more than likely what's going to happen. I mean, it's going to be all season.
That first preseason game, bro, he got like 7 snaps. I'm like, get him the fuck out of there. Like, he's getting killed out there.
Stroud's going to get murdered, and Caleb Williams is going to be like, yeah, I'm staying for my senior year.
Yeah.
So what's funny
Like,
is
it'll be-
the only
what is it,
way we would able
Texans
to
in Arizona, and I'm gonna stay.
well, there's no way that it would be us. We traded with the Browns, so they have
They
our
traded
pick.
their first pick.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So unless the Browns completely shit the bed, there's no shot we're number 1 overall pick. Which is possible, I guess. But the Ravens have done a lot to improve. I'm a little sketchy of ODB, Odell Beckham Jr. or OBJ, whatever the hell. ODB is old dirty bastard. Not even remotely the same thing. But I don't think that Will Anderson and some of these other guys on defense are going to be able to keep up with Lamar Jackson on the ground. We have not historically done well against mobile quarterbacks, and the better the quarterback is, usually the worse we do. Mahomes and Herbert lit us up last year, and I'm not necessarily saying that Lamar's got the arm like those two guys, but he's definitely better than who did we play last year? The Colts sent out Sam Ehlinger, Matt Ryan. The Titans gave us Malik Willis twice, and then second year Trevor Lawrence, which we got 1 win on. You know what I mean? Like, when I say that we had a cupcake quarterback schedule last year, it doesn't get any cupcakier than that.
You're saying Malik Willis is an elite?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Precisely. So,
you mean Malik Willis? Like, come on now.
Why is he still on the team anyway?
Well, now he's
because he outperformed Levis.
Yeah.
Levis barely played, and Vrabel was like, I can't commit to a second string quarterback right now. Like, dude, Levis played 4 snaps, and he's still.
Jesus. That's what I'm saying, folks. That's what I'm saying. And we lost to Malik Willis once, and almost lost to him twice.
Didn't even throw 100 yards.
Didn't even throw 100 yards.
Still has yet to do that, or
doesn't have to.
This is the issue. So I think the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball very, very well. And when they go back to throw the ball, because of how well they run the ball and because they have a lot of speed, they're going to be able to get some big shots. The question is going to be whether or not you can keep Lamar from scrambling around like some eggs in a pan.
Is that woman a man? I'm sorry. Did you guys catch that?
No. Well, yeah, I saw your phone, but
I tried putting it on the screen. She is this person. Sorry, sidetrack, but that girl's got some shoulders on her.
It's man.
She got some
Man.
Yeah.
Coming to you live, bringing you Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I
So
thought
with
she was
that-
going to play defensive end, but she's over there interviewing Mahomes.
DeMarcus Ware, is that you? I'm sorry.
So with that, I'll open it up to who wants to go first. in response to the Texans Ravens. Isaiah, go for it.
Okay, I'll go for it. I could see this game going like decent for the Texans, or I could see it going really bad for the Texans. I still don't think we know what the pass rush is. I think Will Anderson, I think he looked good in the preseason. He looked natural. Grenard looked better than normal in the preseason. He's actually healthy for once, so hopefully he can stay that way. I'm a big Florida fan. I'd like Grenard at Florida. I feel like he didn't get enough play time when he was there, and I feel like he's a good player. Interior defensive line, you guys are looking all right. I mean, it's still kind of, again, I want to see what the pass rush does. Linebackers, I think Christian Harris is poised to actually have a really good year if he can stay on the field. Safeties, I love Jalen Petrie. I don't care what anybody says. That motherfucker's good.
He's very good.
He's going to be top. I think he'll be like strong because he plays strong safety technically, right? I mean, he's yeah.
They moved him back to. They started him at strong last year and then moved him back to free. I don't know if Jimmy Ward will come in and be strong.
Ward will be strong. He'll be more of a he's not fast enough to play free safety. Patriots a rangier, but I like safety. I think he could be a top 15 safety by the end of the year if he gets the opportunity. But I don't know. We have a lot to look at. I mean, who's the corner?
Stingley.
Stingley. Stingley's fucking good. If he can stay healthy, that's going to help you guys out. The Ravens have some young receivers. Besides, Odell's old, but he's washed. They have some young receivers as well that they're going to try and put out there and get some yards with. A couple of rookies. So we'll see. Tight ends wise, I mean, they're like 5 deep every year. I don't know how, but their defense is pretty solid. But again, there's some question marks over there. And I think the Texans offense, if they can get the short game, they can kind of get some underneath stuff. Tank Dell can kind of put some moves on a couple people. Damian Pierce, if they can keep him clean to the hole, I think he can get through the hole. So we'll see. I think it'll be interesting, but that offensive line being banged up is definitely a concern.
Yeah. Blake?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. I just saw her next to. Is that one of the McCourty brothers?
Yeah, McCourty. She's next. I know. I was going to show that, but I was like, I don't want to go so hard. Dude, she is big. She's bigger than Chris Sims. Like this girl.
Bro, she's like 6'5". Who is that?
I don't know. Is that Magic Johnson?
Have my children, bro. Good Lord.
Yeah, dude, she is. That's gonna be a D1 athlete right there for her kids.
My God.
With the Texans, so like I said with Derrick Henry, like Derrick Henry is so slow week one. Well, Derrick Henry's production week one, the opposite is for Lamar Jackson. So I was looking up his week one stats a little while ago because I was thinking back. I was like, Lamar Jackson, I feel like he always balls out week one. That was correct. So in his career, he is 4-1. He's thrown 12 touchdowns and 1 interception in week one games. Dude always just comes out firing. That's why every year he's always MVP candidate. And he did win it once. So I do think that they're going to just do whatever they want against you guys. I don't really believe in J.K. Dobbins. So outside of Lamar, I don't think their running game is much of anything. I'm excited to see Zay Flowers. I think he will be the best receiver in this draft class. Tank Dell might be up there too. I think the combination of that offense, your offense, like Houston's offense, I think there's going to be so many struggles. There's really no playmakers on that team. C.J. Stroud, I mean, he could be incredible, but also just looking at the track record for Ohio State quarterbacks, yes, I'm being prejudiced against Ohio State quarterbacks, but they just suck in the NFL. They all do. I don't care if this one's different. Everyone says they're different. It's like a woman on their 4th husband. Oh, this next one's going to be different. No, it's not. So I don't trust Ohio State. I don't trust C.J. Stroud. I don't trust this offense. I think Baltimore's going to go in there, probably win 35-10.
It's in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout. 35-10. I think that's my score.
Okay. Jeff?
Sorry to be harsh on your team, but I just think.
No, you're fine. I have to. Case just escaped his room, so I'll be right back. But Jeff, please.
Yeah, I'll be positive for the Texans. I think their defense is going to be really good.
Like, they will understand.
I'm not going to harp on the same players that Isaiah already talked about, but I think they knocked out at least the last couple of drafts on the defensive side. I think they've done really well in getting talent over there. but I don't think they have enough to keep up, like scoring wise on offense. So yeah, I mean, it could be closer than we think, but yeah, I think Baltimore kind of starts to run away with it at the end.
They always play bad teams week one. Like Lamar Jackson's stat pads week one. Like a couple years ago, threw like 5 touchdowns against Miami, and they had like an 8-game losing streak. Like they always play a bad team week one.
I don't have him in fantasy, so I don't give a shit about what he does. But I've had him the last couple of years, and yeah,
I'm about to start drafting him for week one, and then trade him for some quarterback that people think is worse, and I think is going to do better, like every year.
Yeah, trade him after like week 4.
Yeah. First couple of weeks, let him stat pad, and then he's gone, and then he gets hurt the next week after I trade him, and then like we're in the clear.
Yeah.
I'm playing with Lamar Jackson week 1, come to think about it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
One of the reasons that I drafted Anthony Richardson in like 99% of my leagues after drafting Trevor Lawrence is because they play the Panthers week 9 when he's on his bye week, and I think he's going to run all over the Panthers.
Oh, they're going to have a whole vendetta against the Panthers.
So I was like, okay.
I'm for it.
Oh,
hey, I've got Patrick Mahomes going tonight.
Dude, my family league, I tore that one up a little bit.
Yeah, I draft Patrick Mahomes in every league, so I have him in every league except for ours. So Jeff, I want Patrick Mahomes to do very well, but not too well.
I'd be like Peyton Manning's the shit out of this game and throws like 7 touchdowns. That'd be amazing.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it just because this week, like I had Travis Kelce starting, so I'm putting Noah Gray in. I'm expecting to lose against you week 1. So if that is the case, then yeah, Mahomes, he can throw 7 touchdowns. So that's going to help me out in my other leagues.
Yeah, fair. All right. Well, let's get some game score predictions, and then we'll move on to the final game of the docket. For me, game prediction, I like Blake's, but I'm probably going to go 27-16.
Keeping it a little close. That's a lot of faith in CJ Stroud getting the end zone twice.
Oh, no, that's not 2 touchdowns.
That's a touchdown and 3 field goals.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it honest here. Isaiah?
Score prediction, I think it'll probably be like 28-14. I think CJ Stroud and Dameon Pierce can each go for 1. And then, the Ravens, they probably want to bubble wrap Lamar after 3 touchdowns. That way he doesn't go out for the season in week 1. So We'll see. But no, I think like 27-14 or 28-14. Sorry.
Okay.
Math hard.
Blake, are you sticking 35-10?
Yeah, 35-10.
Okay. Jeffrey?
Well, you let him go first. I was actually going to say 28-14.
Oh, nice. Hey.
You can also have the same
yeah,
answer.
you guys can dogpile it. That's totally fine.
I was actually thinking that, yeah.
Okay.
And I think it'll probably be like a defensive score too. Like it won't.
Probably. All right. Well, let's get on to this Jaguars Colts game. The Jaguars are favored by 5 points. Last I checked.
Woo! Jeff 8 week. Let's go.
So
me and Blake, same train.
Yep. Jeff 8 week, 100%.
Who wants to go first, Isaiah or Jeff?
I can go first. Okay. Yeah. Beauty before age, as they say, I guess. Actually, I wrote a couple things. I did a little. I know what it is. I did a little bit of research. I wrote some things down with my chicken scratch handwriting. I did.
Seen these eyes, guys? Come on, man.
So I think
documents. I like it.
I think Jacksonville. Walks away with this one. Of course, Jags fan. I'm not, and I'm a Florida fan. I'm not sold on Anthony Richardson yet. I think he can be really good, and he probably has the most raw talent out of all the quarterbacks that were drafted, maybe even this year and the year before. He's got so much raw talent. He's got a huge arm. He might have one of the strong. I mean, he's definitely top 5. He might be top 3 strongest arms in the league. He's probably the most overall athletic quarterback out of all of them, in my opinion. Even passing Lamar and Justin Fields. But I mean, I need to see more out of him. At Florida last year, his sophomore technically year, 12 starts, 327 attempts, 54% rounded up completion percentage, 17 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 2,500 yards. Career, he had 393 attempts. Trevor Lawrence threw 416 by week 12 last year. So like my only reason to bring that up is the amount of experience, like, and I'm not comparing. I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying that Anthony Richardson is Trey Lance, but the amount of experience that they both have is that they really only played one season and then got like a couple of throws in the previous seasons for their teams. It just doesn't have a lot of experience. He hasn't thrown a lot of college balls. He hasn't thrown any really NFL balls besides in the preseason. But I'm excited to see what he can do. I think one of the things that I will say in the Colts' favor, they are predictably starting a 2 tight end set on basically everything they do probably this week. They have 4 active tight ends on the roster, which is as many active receivers as they have. It's going to be a lot of tight end sets. They're going to put them over the middle. They're going to roll them out. They're going to try and keep that pocket clean. But a big thing is I honestly, I would rather not have a good pass rush this week and let Anthony Richardson sit back there for 10, 15 seconds of play. I don't care. I'd rather him throw it because he's so inconsistent with a football throwing as of right now that he can make any throw on the field, but he can't consistently do it. So I'd rather him throw to beat us. But if we start pinning our ears back and sending 5 or 6 guys, that's 5 or 6 guys that aren't down the field waiting for him when he decides to run away. I think we're going to be in nickel a lot this game. I think that they're going to be sitting back in nickel, just rushing 3-4 guys every time. I don't think they're going to send everybody because I think they're going to want Richardson to beat us through the air. And you know, I think it's the right plan. I think if you pin your ears back, you're just putting yourself in a liable situation where, you know, Richardson can break off for a 70-yard touchdown and outrun half the players on the field. So we'll see. Some you know, interesting things. I didn't realize that Jelani Woods was on the IR. That's interesting to me. I think he's at least the most athletic, best pass catching tight end on the team. Their starter as of right now on the roster, unofficial depth chart was Moelle Cox. I mean, he's a, you know, 5-yard turnaround and sit. You know, he's a blocker. He's not going for 20 yards down the field to catch a football. They had the Ganson. Is that? I don't even know who that is. Is he a rookie?
No,
or
second or third year.
No. Oh, okay. So
he's probably now one of the more reliable receiving tight ends we've got, you know, since Jelani's out.
I don't know who he is. I know Ogletree is not the Ogletree I thought it was when I read the name. And then Will Mallory. I'm not really sure. I don't know much about the tight ends, honestly. But I mean,
Will Mallory's he's a rookie out of Miami.
Okay, so he is a rookie. Okay,
yeah.
So I think they're going to try. They basically said they're going to feed the hot hand against us. So Zach Moss, Deion Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. That's his name. It's the two legends together. Both yeah. But no. So Deion Jackson. You know, we'll see. Evan Hull. I'm interested. I don't know much about him, but he seems like an interesting piece.
Is he a rookie?
He's a rookie. Yeah.
Out of Northwestern.
Yeah.
Northwestern. Yeah. Yeah. So he's interesting because I think he's got the. I wouldn't say game-breaking speed right now because, again, I don't know enough about him, but he's one that if he gets around the corner, he's going to be dangerous in open field, outrunning people. So we'll see. I mean, so kind of some of the things, too, is like, you know, Rain Man is starting 27 pressures last year, 7 sacks. Hopefully he's improved for you guys. I really hope that we have a better conference this year than we think. But the biggest thing for me, and his preseason stats look better, but Dallas Flowers as a starting corner, he had allowed like 124.8 rating last year out of 153.8 or whatever the perfect is. So, I mean, you know, that's concerning for me. And even Gus Bradley said that they've got a lot of young guys in the secondary and it's going to be really hard. You know, they're going to have a hard time early. So I think Jacksonville is able to walk away with this one. I think Trevor Lawrence goes for 300 plus this game. I think we're going to beat them through the air. I don't think that Etienne's going to have a fun day because that front 7 is disgusting. Grover Stewart and what's his name? The other guy, Buckner. Yeah. I mean, both of those dudes are disgusting. Buckner was like the number 8 interior defensive lineman last year. I mean, it's going to be a hard day on the ground. I think Bigsby's going to get probably as many, if not a couple more carries, just they're going to try and pound the ball a little bit. But I think Trevor Lawrence probably throws like 30, 35, 40 passes this game. And, you know, unless we get up like on a big lead early, then they're just going to pound the ball. But we'll see. I think it's going to be a good game. But I think Jacksonville, I would say like 27-10 score-wise.
Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, you hit on quite a bit.
Sorry.
No, I mean, like, I agree with a lot, but the Colts haven't won opening day since like 2014.
Yep.
They get a home game. It's a division game.
I wanted to hear you say it.
I think they might actually steal one here. Like,
That's
I think
funny.
they might. Hear me out, man. Look. I know our corners are questionable. I mean, they're starting what's his name, Darrell Baker.
Jeff, in your defense, in your defense, Jacksonville has also not won in Indianapolis for the same amount of time. So there's two streaks right now, and one of them's getting broken. It's either Colts are winning week 1 or Jacksonville's winning in Indy. And if we tie, I'm killing myself. Like, it's over. Season's done. I don't care anymore. No, I'm kidding. But
best case scenario, not you killing yourself, but you guys tying.
Jesus. But the corner is probably what scares me the most. And I think the only reason Juju Brents isn't starting instead of Flowers was because he was hurt, all training camp. Like, he was battling some injuries. I think he had wrist surgery and then something else came up. But I think he'd be out there if he had a healthy, off season.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Baker was, I think 8th or 9th going into training camp, and he emerged as the number 1 corner. So that nobody saw that coming. I certainly did. I'd never even heard of the guy until, as the preseason went on. But man, it's, I'm looking at the injury report. And I know, Jelani Woods, he got hurt. That was a big bummer. It was a hamstring issue. I don't think it was like a tear or anything.
Yeah, he's short term on hamstring.
Yeah. But he'll be out at, 4 weeks most likely. But, aside from that, it's like, Zach Moss is limited, so he might not be out there week 1 with that arm issue, broken arm. But, Shaq Leonard was fighting a concussion and he's participated fully. So we'll have, Shaq, we'll have Franklin, Grover, Buckner, hopefully Kwity Paye. He's every year they keep saying he's going to have a breakout year, and this has to be it. And Dio and Ibo, I think our front is, a lot of people are disregarding their defense, and I think, if they stay healthy, man, they could be one of the better units aside from their secondary. But yeah, if they're going to be, every time they play Trevor Lawrence, he sits back there, they don't get pressure on him, and they just, he has all damn day to look at his reads, to see it. Like, you can't play him like that. So if they're going to win, they're going to have to get pressure. They're going to have to hit him. They're going to have to get some sacks. And I'm saying this, Shaq's back. He's the punch out specialist. We didn't have a lot of turnovers. I'm thinking that might be kind of the key in this game. They said it would be a running back by committee, so I'm not. But between Jackson and Evan Hull and Anthony Richardson, I think he'll be okay on the ground. I really do. I think I listened to another podcast. It'll be a lot of college-y type offense. Some kind of simplistic. But I don't know. I think they could surprise them. We went out and got one of the best kickers, so I think they're planning on kicking a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be close, and I think it'll come down to hopefully a Colts turnover late in the game, and they put up 3 to end it. So but it could be really bad because our corners versus those receivers.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying they got to get pressure, because they're going to run right by.
It's the corners in Richardson for me. Like, I have to see more out of Richardson. I think he could, like I said earlier, I think he has potential to be really good in this league. I just haven't seen it consistently, and I've watched the most of him being a Florida fan. I've seen him in person. I hope that he doesn't have the same problem he had in college where he comes out for like 6 to 7 plays a game because he runs so hard, and he tries to make people know that he's there. He's not okay with sliding or getting down. Hopefully that's changed. I think Steichen's the best coach he could have gone to personally. I really think it was an awesome situation for him. I just hope he can stay healthy. Honestly, I don't care about winning or losing. I think that he's going to be good. I want him to succeed. He's from Florida, but he's kind of the wild card for me.
Yeah. In the preseason, man, I saw him, it was only like a 5 or 6 yard run, but a defender kind of came in unchecked. It was like a missed block, shrugged him off, and he, took off downfield, and the defender went in, and dude, Anthony just lowered his shoulder and barreled over this dude to go out of bounds. I was like, fuck. Like if we can get some runs like that, man. That's some,
I think he's
stadium
updated.
run.
Like I think he's 6'5", 254 or something like that. He's like
He's a
248.
big dude.
He's
He's a
huge.
big guy.
Yeah.
He's Big Ben who ran a 4.43. Like
Yeah.
he's insane.
Yeah. Blake?
So this is a division game, and it's week 1, which is strange. Division games are always a lot closer than most people think. So I don't think this could be a blowout. There's a lot that you said, Isaiah, that really kind of resonated with me, and I agree. I would also hope that defense doesn't really get to Richardson a whole lot, because Richardson's going to want to run. I mean, the dude's a freak athlete. He's a rookie, so rookies are just terrified, and they usually go 1 read, 2 read, run, or 1 read and run. He might be more of a 1 read run. And Jeff, like you were saying, like a lot of
telling him, like 1 and go.
yeah, like a lot of college reads, which I don't like Richardson. I remember months ago, I was probably December or January, all 4 of us were saying like, so some fool is going to like reach for him in the first round. And then I remember like us going back and forth, like there's no chance that'll ever happen. The dude's like a day 3 QB.
Oh,
like
I was the whole time saying he's going top 5.
I know.
We knew he was going to, but he like
I know
shouldn't have.
But it's like you look at it, and he is like one of the most physically gifted quarterbacks to come out of the draft in a while. So it's like
just imagine this for a second.
Translate.
Imagine if he had waited another year and come out next year with like Caleb Williams and Drake May and all that. He definitely would have been like a day 3 pick.
Yeah,
because that class already has like 18 quarterbacks in it.
That just look at Florida. He came out in perfect time.
Yeah. Florida looks terrible.
Whoever was in Richardson's ear was right. Go into the draft this year, because dude,
there's a reason I'm a Jacksonville season ticket holder, not a Gator season ticket holder. Because they're cheaper, but no.
No, but yeah, I don't trust Richardson. I'd like to see more of him. It's so hard to predict quarterback success in the NFL. But for the fact that he's just so young, he's so raw. I mean, dude, he couldn't really win at Florida. He wasn't impressive in Florida. I don't really care about wins, honestly, like because it is a team sport. But he just didn't look like a pro quarterback at Florida. I mean, Isaiah obviously watched a lot more, so I trust his analysis a lot more than any of ours. But from what I saw, from what you saw, he's just not an NFL quarterback. I'm sorry, Jeff, but I just don't really believe in him. I mean, he could turn out to be, next Lamar. I mean, who knows? But I just don't see it going, the other quarterback on the other side of the game. As you guys know, I'm famously not a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence. I didn't like him a whole lot coming out of college. Yes, he did exceed my expectations, but I do think he's going to have a good game. He might have 300 yards. I don't know if he'll throw it, 30 or 40 times. I don't think he may have to. I think ETN might run it. Who's your backup running back? I can't remember his name.
Tank Bigsby, the guy at Auburn.
Yeah, Bigsby.
He's good.
Yeah, so I think he might see some plays. Doug Peterson's just a fun play caller. Like, I was so mad when you guys got him because I love that guy.
Yeah, me too.
He's gonna draw up some good plays. Trevor Lawrence is sneaky athletic. So expect him to get out of the pocket, run from the Colts. Pretty impressive front seven, honestly. It's just what concerns me is really just going to be that offense. I just don't think that the Colts are going to score enough points in order to beat them. I think the defense is fine, but I think Trevor's going to have the edge. And I think score prediction-wise, 24-13, 24-17, somewhere around there. I think the Jags are going to win pretty big, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Plus, I'd love nothing more to see than the Colts drop another game in a row. Week 1, you guys just stay losing. So I think I would love to see that streak keep going.
Okay.
Me too.
I definitely have the Jags winning this game. The Colts have almost as many hurdles to jump as the Houston Texans do this season, with the added benefit of all of their offensive linemen are healthy. All the good ones, or the best ones, I should say. I think Anthony Richardson is going to struggle in his first start, just the same way Stroud's going to struggle. I think that Trevor Lawrence is going to be able to eat up this Colts secondary. And I think the Jags beat their streak in Indianapolis. And score prediction wise, I'm going like 31-10.
Okay, it's kind of a blow up.
Yeah, I don't even not. It's not even because I think the Jags defense is like but I just have very little faith that the Colts are going to be able to regularly move the ball outside of occasions where Anthony Richardson busts loose and just takes off down the field. So, I mean, the man can throw the ball literally a country mile, but he can't hit the broadside of a barn if he was 6 feet away.
He actually
So
excels at the deep pass, man. It's the short and intermediate that he's inaccurate as well.
I implore you to go watch that Florida State game last year. Dude,
and the 3-pointers and the everything, but he can run the ball.
He can run the ball. Watch the Florida State game. They had
man. He was throwing
every
some lasers
chance
against
in the
Philly.
world to win that game because of him, and they lost the game because of him. Very, very interesting and dynamic athlete, but we'll see. We'll see.
I have all the faith in Steichen to put him in a winning situation, though. Like I don't think he's going to put too much on him.
Like 3 or 4 games, so get in a winning situation. But
well, I mean, like I have all the faith in Steichen to put together a good offense with him.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be, because dude, last year none of these coaches had any idea what to do with this old ass quarterback. Like Steichen could have game plan to another couple of wins last year. It's just it was horrible. But I have faith in them, and I think they kind of steal one. I think it'll be kind of high scoring, like 27-24 or something like that, and the Colts kind of steal a field goal.
Okay. I mean,
That's
of course,
last year.
with Matt Gay. So I mean, they're gonna have to steal some.
One of the most accurate kickers.
Gay.
All right. Well, has anybody not given the score prediction on this game? I don't think so.
I think we all did.
Okay. Well, then let's do season predictions for each team. We'll go around and then we'll wrap it up.
We're doing like exact or like floor ceiling?
Exact.
Oh,
I'm gonna do. I want to do floor ceiling because who knows?
Yeah, because then you can dream a little bit. Hold on.
floor 2 wins, ceiling 17. They'll be a top 32 team.
Are you talking for the Jags? Are you talking about your team?
No, talking about for the Colts.
Oh,
All right. Let's
They're
start
gonna be
off.
the top 32, baby.
Let's start off with one of the two teams that could be in the cellar here in the AFC South. Let's talk about the Texans. I think a realistic ceiling or a realistic win-loss total is probably 5 wins, so 5-12, which would be an improvement over last year. What about you guys? Isaiah?
6-11.
6-11. Blake?
I think you guys are probably going to go. I think you'll win 4 or 5 games.
5-12. And Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 6-11.
6-11.
Yeah, the new guys versus the old guys. All right.
Let's go Colts. Jeff?
I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go 7-10. I'll say a 7-win season.
Okay.
I'm hoping for like 10-7, but
I'm gonna go 4-13. Isaiah?
I'm also. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What?
You're good, Blake.
Oh yeah, go for
I'm
it.
also going to say 4-13. Just for the fact that I think the culture is just so tainted in Indianapolis right now, with all the stuff that Irsay was saying and Taylor's not playing. It's just there seems like to be a lot of chaos in that locker room. I don't see them putting together anywhere close to a winning record.
No.
Yeah, talent aside, I think Steichen's going to be a good head coach. I just think there's a lot of issues going on right now in Indy.
Okay. Isaiah?
Say 5-12.
Okay. All right. Let's go with the Titans.
I think Tennessee, our floor is probably 7 just because it's still a Vrabel team. I think our ceiling is 12, but I think I'm going to go with 11 and 6. 11-6 is the record, and then that's going to be close with the Jags for division.
look at that, Isaiah.
Bro's got a lot of faith in the
I
Titans.
agree.
All right.
Hey, stealing 12. I mean, we went 12-5 with
I
no
feel like your
starters.
ceiling is 8 and 9.
Wow.
All right. Jeffrey.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him 6. I'm gonna give him 6 and 11. Man, I thought you guys were gonna be in the gutter. All right, I thought you were gonna be in the basement.
All right, Isaiah.
I honestly think they're like a 5-12 team. Honestly, like I hate to say like all the teams around the same, but I think they're like a 5-12. I think Malik Willis will start by the end of the season.
Okay.
God, I hope not.
Whether Tannehill getting hurt or getting benched, I think Malik Willis will start by the end of the year.
I'm going 8 and 9, just because I feel like that's the most likely thing to happen. And that leaves us with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think we're between 11-5 or 11-6 and 13-4. So I'm going to go 12-5.
Heard? Blake?
Based off your answer, I'm giving 0-17. No. I think you guys will be good.
So you got to change your week 1 prediction, man.
No, yeah, you're right. All right, 1-16. But
1-16.
No, for real though. I do think you guys are gonna be fine. You guys have a real quarterback. You guys have a real coach. Pretty decent defense. I mean,
Guys, did you hear that? Blake gave Trevor Lawrence some semblance of credit.
I will give
simulation.
He was good last year. He was good. I don't believe in him. I don't think he's going to be a starting quarterback in 6 years. I don't think he's like one of those 10-year starters. Okay. But no, I think you guys are going to be 11-5, 12 or 11-6, 12-5. Kind of the same as the Titans. One of us are going to win the division, and it's probably going to be 11 or 12 games.
Yep.
Good. So 11-6.
Yeah, I'll give them the same as the Titans. We'll duke it out. Maybe do we play each other week 17? I think we do.
Yes, we do.
Okay, that'll be
it won't matter.
Week 18 again this year. It's fucking crazy.
I hate that crowd. I get it for TV, but it's annoying.
Just because they fully expect Jacksonville and the Titans to be battling for the division again this year, so they're like,
what if we're the two worst?
That'd be hilarious.
The Texans and Colts are duking it out in week 18.
Yeah, the Texans or Colts are trying to get 6-11 to win the division. Like,
Jeff,
you don't want to watch this show. I'm going to give them 11 wins. I'll give them 11-6.
Okay. 11-6. I also am going to go 12-5 with Isaiah, because I just think the Jags are built different this season. I think they have a really solid shot of having a really good season that just sets them up for a great playoff run. So I'm excited for the Jags this year. I think they have a lot of potential.
Yeah, I feel like they didn't get like much better. I just think that they're building off that momentum from last year, because they ended the season pretty well, and like they look like they're firing on all cylinders. I just think that's going to carry over. I don't think you guys brought anybody over that like is going to be a game changer. Ridley could be okay, but I don't really trust Ridley. It's not like he was a dominant wide receiver before that, and he
was top 5 his season before he got hurt.
Yeah, something like that.
1,400 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Really, is that good? Okay, that's better.
That was 2020, I believe, or 2021, because Julio got hurt, so he was the number 1.
Yeah. All right. Well, boys, I think we're at the end of the first episode of the new season. The first game is underway right now. They're just hitting the 8-minute mark. So I want to thank you all for liking, subscribing. I want to thank you guys for your time and efforts talking about your favorite teams. I think we're coming to a natural end here.
I think at least the 3 of us can agree on one thing, though.
What?
3 of us can agree on. It was never the Titans.
It was never. I was going to say that before we closed it. I was going to say that. I love that in the video. That is my favorite part of the intro.
I'm gonna play it again on the outro, so that everybody who didn't see it could see it now. So, folks, be good people and enjoy this little snippet of the outro.